I'm Shelton Wilder, and welcome to Wilder Possibilities Podcast, where each episode follows an entrepreneur's journey into the transformative power of that light bulb moment where everything clicks. I call that the click. Those pivotal points that redefine our futures, illuminate paths to success, and even change the world. Now let's get wilder. Hi friends, welcome back to Wilder Possibilities Podcast. I have my dear friend Erin Norman here, and she does a lot of different things, but she is amazing and is going to tell us about all the things that she's done, but your current project, Share.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
But start off with where you're from. I like to know where people are from. Because we're friends, but I don't get to go deep with you. So I want you to tell me where you're from, how all of this came about.
Of course. Yeah, because we talk. I know you're from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am a California girl.
Okay, I love
Born and raised in California, but I am Northern California.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
That's where the cool folks are at.
Oh, the cool folks.
Yeah.
And then they come here?
Yeah, then they come here. Yeah. But every time I meet someone, it doesn't matter where I'm at in the world, they're always like, oh my God, I love people from San Francisco and Napa.
Yeah.
So I was born and raised there, San Rafael. But when I was a senior in high school, my parents got divorced, and my mom moved us to Illinois. So we lived in the south suburbs of Chicago.
Wow.
Which is crazy, the biggest change I really had experienced ever in my life. Even more than the divorce of my parents.
Yeah.
Because my parents were friends. They actually drove to divorce court together. Oh. So it really didn't change a lot. My dad still came over every day. It was really strange.
Nice.
But moving to Illinois from California to a suburb outside of Chicago.
Oh gosh.
But it was the best thing that happened to me. I met lifelong friends there, and change is good. Yeah. It teaches you how to adapt. And from there, I stayed there. I went to Southern Illinois University. Okay. Hated it.
Well,
I literally hated school. I was one of those people. Literally, Shelton, from the time I was 10, I would fantasize about the world.
Oh,
I just wanted to see the world. I just wanted to travel. There was I did not want to be confined.
Yeah.
And so I dropped out of school.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I moved to LA.
Okay. Well, good.
You know?
And you're just doing just fine.
I'm doing just fine.
I
hopped around a lot. I moved from LA to be an actress.
Okay. Yeah.
And I still pursued that. And but I kept finding myself wanting to write stories. Oh, yeah. I kept having ideas in my mind about stories, but I never was encouraged to do anything about it. And so I just kept auditioning, and I would get really close and be on the lot and almost there. And I didn't even have an agent. It was word of mouth and people I knew, you know?
Yeah.
And 2004, I went to the Sundance Film Festival, and I went to a dinner for a movie, and Melvin Van Peebles was there, and he sat down with me, next to me, and he's a flirt. He was, God rest his soul, he was a flirt. And he was don't wait for Hollywood to do anything. Write yourself in roles. And that was my aha moment of
oh my God, that's a little click.
Yeah.
That's what I say, when to get the click. Yeah.
It clicked.
That was one.
That was the first one, 2004.
Wow.
And so then I just started writing. I actually gave up on the acting. I was like, you know what? I'll write myself in roles, but let me focus on all these ideas I have.
Yeah.
So I was doing that. But in the meantime, I had friends that were living in New York, and they were like, it's amazing. You should come here.
Oh, to New York.
So I moved to New York, lived in Brooklyn. I worked on the Upper East Side in retail at the Diesel store as a denim specialist. And I literally came back and forth to LA. But, for me, it was just writing. So that whole time I was just writing scripts. Yeah. And then I lived on a farm in Puerto Rico. I moved to Portland, Oregon. I went to live in Mexico City. I just wanted to see the world.
Live life.
I was wow. I need to see everything. So sometimes I think that my career would have been further along if I would have just planted in one place and just really did the damn thing. But I was always curious about seeing the world and like just getting out. It was almost like an inner itching,
But that's great because now you can be settled here now.
Yes.
And then you would have had that itch.
Yes.
Again. So it's good you got out of your system.
Yeah.
I mean, that was your path.
I had to do it.
Yes.
And COVID shut me down. It was like and I had a baby. So it was like the universe was like, no, have a seat. Stay writing, which was actually great. I did like ghostwriting for people, some celebs, which I can't say because it was ghostwriting, but I started writing a lot. And, I just started to really get into the groove of storytelling and that became my passion. And so I produced a film, low budget horror film that's on Peacock right now, but we did it for $250K.
Wow.
Yeah,
I gotta see this.
Yeah, it's called Warnings, and we did it. It was on Apple TV. It was everywhere, but this was in 2018.
Oh my God.
And we had plans to kind of do like a theatrical distribution run in smaller parts of the country. There's no celebrities. It's total independent filmmaking, you know?
Yeah.
But the pandemic kind of screwed us up.
Yeah.
So when we wanted to take it to platforms, the streaming platforms, we couldn't even get in the door because all of the big movies that were supposed to be in theaters were now so
gotcha.
it kind of, it was a big disappointment, although the cast and crew was amazing. It was a great experience. Production was awesome, but we didn't make any money.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So that sucked.
You're like, well.
So we're like, okay, well, what do we do? So we're back at the drawing board. We're creating again. We're pitching. We're talking to celebs and getting them on board and then pitching it again. And the industry has just been nuts.
It's been very
terrible.
Yeah.
But
you're like actually terrible.
Yeah. I'm not going to use any foul language.
No sugarcoating.
No. But I've been really blessed because, as you know, Alexander Ali is a great, great friend of mine. And we work together for the society group. And
the PR company that's how we met.
That's how we met.
Was through, Erin Norman hired you guys. I'd always followed along for years and always been very impressed with all the PR because he really niched down and just went direct just to real estate.
Oh, he's a genius.
And he's a genius with that. Yeah. And of course, I didn't know you because you're like BTS. You're behind the scenes.
Oh yeah. I'm hidden.
But you're like the genius with him, and you guys are.
I give him all the credit.
But he created the brand.
Yeah, but he has the best ideas.
He does.
Like remember
our idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his idea for the wellness house, the Wall Street Journal. We got it in.
Yes. He always has these amazing ideas,
and they come like fast.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't even like sit around and like, let me get back to you. It's like immediate. He's like, we're going to give a trainer for a year away. And I was like, okay, I have a trainer. Perfect. Great. We're going to give that away.
And you were on board immediately.
Oh, immediately. I was like, I got the guy. I'll pay for the guy. Fine.
That's why we love working with you. And I don't know if I've ever told you this, but we did the upfronts event with the Wall Street Journal at the London last year.
Yeah.
And you were sitting in like the restaurant part of the hotel.
And I was like, hi.
Yeah. And literally we left and Alexis was like, did you guys see Shelton Wilder? Like, I was like, wait, which one? Because it was so many people.
There were so many people.
And she was like, I was like, what? She goes, the one that was, I was like, oh my gosh, this super nice. She was like, I love her. Her energy is just amazing. So we had already been speaking about you and how like awesome we thought you were. So it was just great, to know when you, working with Erin.
Joined Erin. Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, this is perfect. We already love her. But Alexander, back to him, he had great ideas. When you came on board and we started to talk about you and your properties, he would really have like this, like think tank meetings of what we can do. And like, just like that.
He would spits them out. Yeah. I mean, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. And he's one of my really good friends. I consider him family because during the pandemic, he knows I'm a filmmaker. He knows what I do at heart.
Yes. He knows your passion.
He knows my passion and he knows I'm not going to be with the company forever. But he's like, I need someone I can trust. I trust you.
Yes.
Come work for us. You can work from home with your kids because I know that you're going to get the job done. So I show up for him every day because he's amazing. The whole team, Alexis, Augusto, the whole team is incredible. What they're doing and the ideas that they have are incredible. But that has allowed me to, support my family while I focus on my film career.
Yes.
And, the film industry's been shitty for the last.
It's like, let's just say it real.
So do you want to get to the next click?
Yeah. I want to hear the next click. Yeah.
So really last year, after the historic strikes with the writers and the actors, it was like everyone I knew was going nuts. There was no work. Shows were being canceled.
Okay. So let me just ask you this, because I've never asked directly on my podcast, a filmmaker, what were your thoughts on the strike? Were you glad they did the strike or not? Because it shook, all of Los Angeles. It's like, it's not just the actors and the writers. It's the hair and the makeup.
Yes,
and
the prop house.
The prop house.
Oh, yeah.
And then the caterers. It's like, my God, it was so bad. So upsetting.
It was hard because literally we had a meeting the week before with the celebrity. And he had a deal with CBS and he was very interested in our project. He had ideas. He was going to take it to them first. That was on a Thursday. And I think Tuesday the strike happened. And it was like when we reached back out, like, hey, it was like, we can't even talk about it. Legally. Everything shut down.
No, I know. And what was so crazy to me, because I love social media, and it's like, I would go to a watch party or something, but the celebrities there, they couldn't even go on and be like, by the way, my show's on tonight. It was like, oh my God, it was so regulated.
It was so bad, but in hindsight,
do you think it was good?
I'm actually glad it happened.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to tell you why. I feel so sorry for people that were losing their homes and just the disregard that some of the, executives and the gatekeepers had for these people.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, but we need a shift. We need a change. And it's like, we can't just keep putting a Band-Aid on a problem and fixing it in one area and like, okay, well, we'll do this. It just made a lot of people realize like we have to do something ourselves because they're never going to change. And so
that's the thing.
It works for them. Why would they change it? It's working for them.
And then the sad part is that from what my understanding is that people are just like, oh, forget it. We're just going to leave LA. Well, there's people all over
they can't
the world.
afford it.
Yeah, there's people all over the world that want to be in Hollywood. So we'll just take Hollywood to Spain and to Australia.
Or to Ireland because they're offering tax incentives.
Yeah,
and
or
Oklahoma.
Or
all these places. I know people now. I'm actually working with 2 people from North Carolina.
Yeah, that was big. For a while, that was huge. They had, Dawson's Creek.
Yes.
I used to dress some of those girls when I was a stylist for, you know what I mean? So it was just, that was
the biggest thing.
So big in the South, getting people. Yeah.
They all moved to Georgia in the last
Atlanta.
15 years.
Oh, it was huge.
Because the tax incentives and then Toronto, Vancouver.
Huge.
And so here we didn't have that, but also there just was no work. You know what I mean? Like there just was nothing. And so if we're waiting for them to green light what we're doing, if we're waiting for them to say yes.
Yeah.
I've been in so many meetings with ideas and the first question is, who do you have attached? What celebrity? And I'm like, well, we don't have anyone yet because we need you to greenlight it. Then we can go. It's like a catch-22.
It's a catch.
The agents and the managers, they want to know how much money you have. Is it greenlit? And then the people that can greenlight it, they want to know what talent do you have? So it just kept being like this
chicken and egg. What's going? Who's gonna break first?
Yeah. And so we decided. After that, it was like, you know what? We got to do something. This has to change. But it's not just one little thing. The whole system has to change.
Yeah.
We have to revolutionize the system. All of these people who work on films, they below the line. So above the line is the executive producers, the actors, the writer.
The director.
The director. They get residual points on every project. So when they negotiate their contracts, they get paid for the project, and then they also get points on the back end. So as the movie is successful, they're constantly making money. So Tom Cruise might get $10 million, probably 20.
20, yeah.
He'll also be an executive producer and participate in the profit sharing.
Yeah.
Everyone below the line, the way Hollywood has been working for all these decades, get nothing.
Yeah.
So when crew would finish a job, they're scrambling looking for the next job. And then the next job.
That's what I heard, yeah.
But if you offer everyone equity, and if there's profit sharing, and then they're not always going to be equal. Obviously,
of course. Yeah, no.
On my film, I might give Denzel Washington 20 points, and then the makeup artist might get 5 or, 0.3, whatever.
Yeah.
But they still participate in the profit sharing. This isn't a thing against big celebs either, because they deserve it, because they carry the weight of the project on their shoulders. Oh my gosh, yes. If it flops, it's their fault.
Oh, it's their fault, and they get some really bad, and you're in PR, so you know.
Yes.
They get
destroyed.
Slammed. Yeah. They get slammed.
Yeah. And so I see why they get the big bucks. I see why they carry it. And I think it's well deserving, but I also think that every single person that contributes to the success, whether it's the set decorator, wardrobe, every single person contributes to that movie being awesome.
Yeah.
They should get it. And so my new startup Share is all about that.
I love that.
Our tagline is connect, create, collect. Connect anywhere in the world. Put in your zip code. You could be in Ireland, Iceland. You could be in Angola, Africa. You put your zip code in and you could see around you what filmmakers and what projects. Then you could talk directly to the filmmaker. I like your movie. I'm a gaffer. I want to submit myself. Or if you are the project creator, you could say, I'm looking for a DP, you know what I mean? So your profile is your resume, and you can connect directly with people no matter where you are in the world. And then we have a back-end points calculator in it. So as you hire people, you can negotiate the points they're going to get, but everyone participates. That's our rule. If you join, you sign the terms and conditions, and you must make sure everyone on your project participates in profit share.
Wow.
Yeah. We believe that can change the economy, and that everyone, and that you also should be able to monetize your work at any stage. So even if it's a short film, you should be able to monetize that. On our channel or through some of the partners we have that we're talking to, you should be able to make money and do that, because then it changes the whole, no one has to scramble anymore. Even if you only make $800 a month on our YouTube channel for a short film, if you have 6 of those, it's $4,800 a month.
Yeah.
In residual income.
Yeah.
Like, we have to change that, because it's just not working for people. And there's so much, I love filmmaking. I love storytelling. And filmmakers are all over the world. That's why the Oscars, and we have all these foreign film, categories. Because it's in every pocket. But we've the gatekeepers have shut us out. So that was my click. Sorry.
That long-winded way of saying that was the click.
The click was that, no, we got to do something. I don't want to talk about it anymore. What are we doing?
Yeah, what is the solution? How can we be proactive?
How can we change this?
Yeah.
So I got with people that I know, some industry executives who were at big companies, and I pitched the idea. I spoke to some friends I knew, and all of them were like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then we got with our legal team, and we're like, is this even possible?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, you're not reinventing the wheel. You can do it. These are other sites that did it. They actually did a deep dive to look into other sites. They're like, there's nothing like this out here. Oh. And then we started getting literally, we don't do an NDA anymore when we send out our information. We do DocSend, the link I sent you.
Oh, okay.
You put in your email address, and our lawyers were saying that's the best way. And Shelton, we were getting account alerts, huge people looking at our stuff. I don't want to say their names.
Yeah, because you can.
Big industry producers, big people that, it was oh my God, do you guys know who looked at our stuff today? Even basketball players.
And you can see.
We could see. So that was a way that instead of sending out an NDA to every single person that you want to see, with technology now, you can use DocSend. So we started to see that, and then we started to get phone calls and have meetings, and things really picked up. And then I was like, okay, we're really onto something here. Yeah. So we're launching in a couple of weeks.
Okay. Yeah, because this is going to come out after.
Yes. Exactly. Yes. Oh, yeah.
So we can talk about it.
Yeah. Yes. And, we've had the best tech developers, but we want to make sure that every single thing is seamless.
Yeah.
Because, you remember the Head and Shoulders, you never get the second chance to make a first impression.
Yeah. So what will be what would be the most successful kind of, first milestone for you? Like when will you be like, oh my God, this made it? Is that a hard question? Or?
No, because we have these conversations all the time.
Yes.
And we're, as a business, we have to have a conversation.
Yeah.
As a filmmaker, our conversation is, how do we serve the filmmaker? Like, how are we actually making it? Because this platform is for me.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if I had this platform 10 years ago, things would be different.
But that's why you made it. And that's always when the best ideas come from the struggles that we personally have.
Yes.
Yep. Like even when I had my little shimmy Sheltini, my little clothing line.
Yeah.
It was because there was no slips. I know
right.
that sounded so ridiculous, but I was a fashion stylist and there wasn't one out there.
Yes.
So it was like, I made it for me and I wear it every day.
Absolutely. Think about space.
You made this for you.
I made it for me and my film community.
Yes.
Because I knew so many people hurting. But when you do have that, when you're serving the consumer.
Yes.
It's like Netflix. When they first started, it was just DVDs coming to your mailbox.
Yeah.
So no more late fees. So I don't know anyone that had a Blockbuster membership that never paid a late fee.
Yeah, always.
So what they did is served the consumer. Hey, no more late fees.
What's the pain point?
Yeah, that's it.
And this is your pain point, big time.
Exactly. So when you think about that, it's like we're always thinking about how can the filmmaker win with this site? How are we changing it so that they make money? Yeah. That's the end result. So for me, I will feel so happy when someone comes through Share, creates a project, builds it, shoots it, and then sells it to A24 or Netflix, and everyone wins. That to me would be like, oh my God. And it doesn't have to be one of my projects. It could be anything, but I just want them to win and to be able to take care of their family and make a decent living wage. Not everyone's going to make $5 million a year, but even if you can make 200,000, just, as something you love to do, you're passionate about.
Or even if it's like, okay, I did this film through Share and it was 4 years ago, but I still make 10,000 a year. Just like randomly.
That's it. No one's
going to random checks, you know, like residual checks that, or whatever, more.
Oh yeah.
More, hopefully. But it's just
totally.
Or it's because sometimes these films can get made and then they're not like really picked up for years.
Totally.
And so then you forget. And then if you just start getting like special little checks in the mail, that would be such a great day.
I would love for our users to get that email to say like, hey, check your wallet. That project you worked on, whenever. Did this.
5 years ago, but you're like, oh my God, look, it's out there now.
It's funny. I used to also be an executive assistant through all this time to Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
And I worked with Aaron Taylor Johnson and I've worked under Morgan Neville. I've worked with like some really awesome people. And I was talking to one of the stylists for Jamie. He's introduced me to some tech people. And I was like, just think of all the projects you've worked on as a wardrobe stylist.
Oh yeah.
If you had equity in those projects, all the projects you've done in the last 20 years. Okay. And these projects still are being, they're licensed to Netflix and then that deal goes through, then it gets licensed to Hulu or whatever.
And then it moves down the line.
Yeah. Even if it's, $200 a month, like whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it would be a lot of projects. It doesn't have to be, you just, get $200,000 checks or $5 million. It's like 10,000 for the year. 2,000. Who wouldn't want extra? Like that could be your vacation fund.
People need it.
Or
people can't afford to feed their families. That's how bad it is right now. Yes. And the cost of living goes up, but nothing else is changing. The cost of bread and everyone's complaining about this. And it's like, you know what? We're just coming out of a crazy political stage, but it's like, why don't we change the industries? Why don't we get in there instead of waiting for politicians to change it? Why don't we make some changes? Yes. And that's what Share intends to do. It's like, we're not just going to sit back and wait for you guys to greenlight our stuff.
Yeah.
No, we don't need you guys. We actually can create our own economy. People sign up for our platform. So basically it's free to join.
Okay.
You could join for free. So you can look around, you can create a profile, you can kind of see what's there.
Yeah.
But the moment you want to participate in profit sharing, it's $9.99 a month, right?
Okay.
This is a global platform. We offer it to musicians as well because music and movies.
Of course, yeah.
You can't think of Titanic without hearing Celine Dion.
I know.
Some of the best movies, With that being said, our goal is to get to like 5 million paid subscribers globally. That's $50 million a month.
Wow.
That's $600 million a year.
Wow. Yeah.
There's no reason why we can't become a studio system in the sense.
Yeah.
And we greenlight projects.
Okay, and then would you possibly like future start your own like Netflix or your own streamer?
We would with our content.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Content. But the goal is now we don't want to be anything like the studio system.
Yeah.
And so like we actually have an initiative called Community Greenlight, which means the more that we grow, the more we're going to invest in your films. But here's the kicker. We will never decide what films get greenlit. The community will.
Oh, so you put it out there. It's
people like can post their projects.
You have to vote on it or something like that.
And our team and our users, our community will vote, but people can also ask their friends and family to vote. So we know what fans and audiences want to see.
Yeah.
No more like, of course, we'd be just like the studios. If we're like, well, we're going to pick this horror film and this one, and we're going to put this star. No more of that. What do the audiences want to see?
Yeah.
What does the community? A real democracy.
Yeah.
And if you have 5 million subscribers, the app is generating, or the platform, is generating 600 million a year. You can easily put in 200 million into projects. And every round, what we want to do is choose different projects. So for Q1, our investment round would be like a political documentary, an animated short, a horror film. Q2, it could be like a holiday movie. Like we will pick different, and then you submit those projects and then let everybody vote and let them decide. No more hoping and wishing that your script got to someone at MGM or at Universal and banging on doors. It's like work your ass off, put it on the platform, create your team, create a campaign, and let's see what goes. And even if you don't get to that number one spot and you don't get that funding you need, now you have a fan base.
Yeah.
And now they can still invest.
Yeah.
Oh, there's equity investing, like the guy on Shark Tank, which you were on. Kevin, he is one of the partners with Start Engine and WeFunder. And now with new laws with the SEC, now you can do equity crowdfunding.
Oh.
So we're partnering with WeFunder to allow filmmakers to also do campaigns that way. So you're no longer asking people on like Kickstarter to like donate and I'll give you a hat. You're actually saying invest in my project and let's all make money. It's a whole ecosystem that we're going to change, and we're really excited about.
Yeah, because Kickstarter I had to do Kickstarter after Shark Tank, but they were like not giving money. They were like placing orders through Kickstarter.
Okay.
That's how I did it. Anyway, so I know about that, but yes, I've seen them do a lot with films. And
I didn't know that Kickstarter you could place orders. So they placed the order. So the money you would get would be to fund the company. So they would place the order.
Yeah, that's how I did it.
Wow.
Well, because I didn't get the money from Shark Tank.
Right.
So, and I didn't have the money to have all of the products ready to ship out.
Of course.
So that was what was kind of hurt though, because when you go on, people want it. I mean, we live in an Amazon world.
They want it yesterday.
They want it,
you click buy and it's like ding dong.
It better be here in 4 hours or I don't want it. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But so that was, I didn't have the inventory.
Yeah, of course.
But that's kind of how they did. So it wasn't like they were just like giving me, I didn't want any money.
Yeah.
I wanted just the money for the orders.
Of course.
We got it. Anyway, so that was kind of interesting.
It's same with us. It's like we're not saying, give us money, but we're saying like invest and share, join so that we can make the change for all of us.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with a tech startup idea. I just happened to think, how can we do it? And with technology today, I literally wasn't even calling this a startup. And then like one of our attorneys was like, this is a startup. It's tech.
Yeah.
You are addressing issues in the filmmaking industry, but so you know, it's the avenues through technology. Yeah. So you are a tech startup company. And I was like, oh, interesting.
And then is it an app? Is it going to be an app?
Eventually.
It's a website.
We are bootstrapping this all ourselves.
Oh, wow.
We have been talking to people to get investment because we have the community and we have. But it's like we're trying to tell people like $5,000 or $10,000 here because it's gonna, if you look at like Patreon, they have a $4.6 billion valuation right now.
Oh my God.
Netflix, $272 billion valuation. So what has made, and because you were in the real estate space, you're showing homes to these billionaires and people. the billionaires that have been made in America in the last 20 years have been through tech.
Oh,
Period.
Yeah.
No other place.
Yeah.
But that didn't even cross my mind. I'm not even joking. I was just like, we're going to have a website and this and that. And then the moment that it was like, we are a tech startup.
Yeah.
Oh, we could have a membership and make all this money, and then we could give it back to the filmmakers through a community greenlight. This could have a $10 billion valuation in the next, like, we could do something awesome. It really changed my mind with like what we can give back and do, because I was born into a middle-class family. I always tell people we were the poorest family in the nicest neighborhood. Yeah. So my parents made sure we were in a neighborhood where the schools were good and we were safe, but we were poor. Yeah. We always had like hoopty cars. Like, I did not grow up with anybody handing me anything. Yeah. I didn't get you as well. We've spoke about this. I didn't grow up with anyone in my family saying, here's $50K to go start a business.
Oh, no.
So we've had to do it. So everything with Share has been me and my co-founders using our own money. Yeah. Like really, we did a friends and family round and we were able to get a little bit of money to take us through development, which we're so grateful for. But like, we don't have VC money or studios.
No.
It's us. Yeah. And I want people to know that, you guys, it's us. We're building this for you. Come with us. Like, we can do this. And if you want to invest in the company, because we're going to do a We Funder round too. Yeah. Everyone invest. Even like, I think we're going to start it at like $400 so that everybody can have an opportunity to own a piece of something that could revolutionize the film industry.
Well, I'll invest. I will definitely.
Yeah, good.
Yes, definitely. And so who are your co-founders with you? It's you?
So it's Leonardo Leon.
Okay.
Who's also my partner.
Yeah.
He's from Venezuela.
Yes.
He came here and became a citizen, and he went to LA Film School. He graduated with honors. He's a director and an editor.
Yes.
Videographer. He does a lot of the videos for Society Group.
Yes.
Rachel Hearn, she's one of my really good friends, and she has experience in the cyber world. She was doing cybersecurities and financial stuff. But when I told her about it and her husband, she was like, what do we need to do? I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in
right now.
Because she's witnessed my career over the last 20 years. And so we are the three co-founders.
Oh, wow.
And we partnered with Dave Brown. He's part of the management team with Jamie Foxx, but he's the founder of Indie Night. And he's just been introducing us to everyone. He's one of our partners. And so we are just the co-founders and the partners getting this together. Yeah. But we started to put together a board of advisors of amazing men and women who are professionals and executives and have a lot of experience. So they've been guiding us along the way and really helping us out. Yeah. So we're excited.
Yeah. It's
the next chapter.
This is huge.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I don't believe in coincidence and the way that things have just fallen into my lap.
Sounds like,
it lets me know that I'm in the right space.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so we're just like going to keep pushing and keep moving and making this a reality. Yeah. So I'm super excited about it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, you're the perfect person.
Thank you.
You have I hope you're the face of it, because you're like,
I'm the CEO.
Because I think you have that passion and people, and you're so trustworthy and lovable and helpful.
Ditto.
Well, thank you. But you can tell this comes from being of service and a real need versus like this. So
I couldn't do it. But Shelton, I couldn't do it.
What's the sellout? What's the this thing?
But that's what you are about. Yeah. And that's where we clicked. Yeah. Because when we clicked because when I started to get to know you and to talk to you when we were onboarding and just we had plenty of conversations, and you're not about that drama stuff. Like, it's about uplifting people.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing I admired about you. And I was like, and we always talk about you internally. It's like, we love Shelton because it's like having that person. In every industry, there's always a little bit of ego and stuff going on, And then when you meet someone that's so refreshingly authentic, it just really clicks, Yeah. And I know that you're not reading from a script, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we've had big meetings, right? Huge meetings that we're going in to pitch, and we're in boardrooms and we're talking. And my co-founders, my partners would say, Erin, you should write this down and this. Right. And I'm like, I can't do, that's not me. I can't write this down. I am literally speaking from my heart. Yeah. And that's why it's so real. And when you do that, you can't screw up.
No, because people can feel it. And it's like your actual struggle that you went through. That's why you started it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's going to work.
But also, too, not even if people can tell if you're full of crap, it doesn't feel good when you're speaking about it. It doesn't flow. You're like, and let me make sure I hit this talking point. And it's like, who wants to even speak like that? You know what I mean? It feels bad to me.
No, not being a robot.
No, we can't. And I think that the world's just so crazy right now that this is a time, sometimes the darkest times happen before things could kind of, the light can get in. And I don't think our industry is full of terrible people. I think there's a lot of people that want to help, that want to work, just like in real estate, and that are good-hearted. And I want to reach those people, and I want to let them know that we can create something that's not like these gatekeepers. And, in Hollywood, it's like, pay your dues and your big break. And it's like, wait, what? Like, I can find a 19-year-old kid from Ireland right now who can create an amazing short film that could be Oscar worthy, and it could be his second project.
Ever. Yeah.
Why do we have these roles? Like, for Everywhere All at Once, the editor, he won the Oscar. And he literally got up and said, you guys, this is my second film. That was his speech.
I love that.
Because there's no rules on it.
I really love that. It's like bringing it out. It's like you can have dreams and do this. And
And you don't have to follow these Hollywood rules of like, I literally had a big producer take a call with me.
Yeah.
And I told him my idea. And he was like, oh, well, you're trying to skip the line. You got to pay your dues. And I was like, wow, but why? If this is a unique idea.
That could be your tagline. Skip the line, join share.
Join share.
Because it's like, what line are you talking? Because I think things are about to get real crazy in Hollywood. I think some people are about to
veins are popping right now.
I think there's going to be some people exposed, and I'm like, oh my!
It's already happening.
And
we've seen some things happen, but think about it. Like if you think about Diddy and Weinstein and all these things that have come out in the last year, those are just the people in the headlines. Imagine the agents and managers that people really don't know about. There's been a lot of mental, sexual, and emotional abuse. And there's been cover-ups. There's been all these things. And on top of that, there's been like this rule book of like, no, you can't monetize a short film. If it's SAG, it's just your calling card. It's like, it's still a film. It's still people working.
Still work so hard.
Yeah, why can't they monetize? So we're changing all that. It's like, we do not care. This is a place where we're coming and we're creating a whole new system where we don't need to follow those rules anymore because they're antiquated. They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they only work for the top 1%, not the rest of us who really are creatives and ready to get to work.
Yeah.
Oh
my God. Well, this is huge.
It's exciting.
Count me in.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody can find you. Where is?
So right now we're at the shareplatform.com.
Share platform.
Yes, and that's that's where our platform's gonna be. That's our name.
Of course.
On all of our social media accounts, it's Share Films.
Okay.
And we just really started focusing on that in the last 3 months because we kind of wanted to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
We had all these executives and people looking at our stuff. So it was like, so we're just starting our YouTube channel and getting all that stuff.
Yeah.
But Share Films on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter or X now.
X. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What's out there?
Yeah.
Now we're all gonna be a part of it. This is exciting.
And I'll have some more clicks to fill you in. As we grow, as you know, you get more ideas, you get more inspiration.
More clicks all the time.
So thank you. Yeah.
Well, I love you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
Impressed by you. And
thank you.
We've been talking about this for a long time and now it's like
And we're going to be collaborating on some stuff too, because you got some great ideas. You are an idea machine, and you're so positive, and you keep going that everything is going to fall into alignment. I'm absolutely sure of it.
Yeah. Well, we got to bring the light out. We got to keep the light coming out.
Yes. And you are definitely a light.
Well,
I love it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I'm Shelton Wilder, and welcome to Wilder Possibilities Podcast, where each episode follows an entrepreneur's journey into the transformative power of that light bulb moment where everything clicks. I call that the click. Those pivotal points that redefine our futures, illuminate paths to success, and even change the world. Now let's get wilder.